Buckle up, you tasty-looking bunch of YouTubers. Hi, I'm Mr. Frost of Wendigo. I got a hell of a Yelp review for you from the Nightmare Zoo.
The Gourmet, a Wendigos Yelp review. Ooh, another full moon. Another night of the big lug howling at the sky and clomping around my territory like he owns the place. Do you have any idea how hard it is to cultivate an atmosphere of timeless, soul-crushing dread when your neighbor is basically a furry, angsty frat boy having a perpetual meltdown? A name's Frost Skull cracks like winter branches, but you can call me Frost. I'm a millennia-old entity of infinite hunger and despair, and I'm trying to enjoy my dinner. My meal was a hiker, a little stringy, but I'd marinated him in his own terror for 3 days, and I'd arranged his remains into a beautiful, tasteful spiral of bone and frozen viscera on a bed of pristine snow. It was art, a commentary on the fleeting nature of warmth in a cold, uncaring universe. And then he shows up. Thump, thump, the werewolf. Barry, that's what I call him. He's all muscle and no subtlety. He galumps into my clearing, drool freezing into little icicles on his massive jowls, and just stares at my installation. Barry, I hiss, a sound like 1,000 beetles scuttling over frozen glass. That is a curated presentation, not a buffet. He doesn't get it. He never gets it. He lets out this deafening, unrefined roar that shakes snow from the trees and ruins the delicate audio ambience of whispering sorrows I've got going on. Then he starts playing with the remains. He picks up a femur and starts chewing on it like a dog with a new toy. The crunching, it's so vulgar. I was about to give him a piece of my mind, or perhaps take a piece of his, when the real noise started. Hump, hump, hump. A flying metal bug. Then tiny, crunchy, brightly colored creatures spilled out. They were shouting, so loud. They had little sticks that went pop, 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 and stung like angry hornets. Barry, the idiot, loved it. He puffed out his chest and charged them. Typical. No finesse. Just roar, me smash. He immediately started dismantling them. It was messy. So messy. 1 minute a tiny creature is making a pathetic little pew-pew sound. The next, Barry's shaking it so hard its helmet pops off and bounces into a tree. Amateur hour. I sighed, a sound like a glacial calving. I decided to just observe from the rock face. Maybe Barry would exhaust himself, and I could get back to my interrupted existential feast.
Hey you! Yeah, you I see, watching this Nightmare Zoo video. Just don't turn around right now. Trust me.
But then it happened. One of the little creatures, the one with the extra shiny stick, managed to make Barry yelp. Actually yelp. It was pathetic. It was also my cue. The food was getting cold, and frankly, Barry was embarrassing the entire local cryptic community. I dropped down. The look on the tiny creature's face, the one I landed on, was priceless. His little brain simply could not process my glorious, bony form. His last thought was probably something like, why does that famine demon have better posture than my yoga instructor? Then I introduced him to his own intestines. It was a swift, efficient disassembly. A little snick here, a gentle pull there, and voila! Modern art. I call it Portrait of a Man, Unplugged. Barry did not appreciate my critique of his work. He got all huffy and abandoned his playthings to charge me. Oh, now he wants to brawl? After he's tracked blood and fur all over my clean, snowy canvas? He was strong. I'll give him that. He got a good grip on my arm and crunched it. Rude. Absolutely rude. Do you know how long it takes to grow a limb back with this metabolism? Centuries. I responded by giving his face a deep, exfoliating scratch. He did not thank me for the skincare treatment. We were really getting into it, a beautiful dance of primal fury and elegant, bone-shattering horror, when I felt a weird little tick on my chest. Then another one. I looked down. One of the tiny creatures was still alive. He was hiding behind a tree, pointing a little metal thing at me. It went pop again, and this time it stung. A tiny silver thing was lodged in my rib cage. It was spicy, unpleasant, like eating a bad pepper that also hates you. I was about to go over and politely explain the concept of personal space to him when Barry, seeing I was distracted, chose that moment to try and give me a hug. With his teeth, it was the final indignity. This mangy, flea-bitten oaf thought he could best me? In my dining room? I'd had enough. I decided to take my art installation and leave. But a true artist never leaves a mess. I finished my business with Barry. It was quick, a little gesture right in the eye. He didn't see it coming. He never does. He went down with a surprisingly undignified whimper. I stood over him, victorious. The last little creature was just staring, his little mouth hanging open. I gave him a smile. My best one, the one that says, "This could be you, but you're not worth the calories right now." Then I did the real work of the night. I grabbed Barry's ankle. He was heavy, so heavy, all that unrefined muscle. I started dragging him away from the noisy, messy scene. The little creature would probably tell stories. They always do. They'll probably blame me for everything, too. Never mind that Barry started it by being a terrible guest with no appreciation for the arts. As I hauled my new prize into the deep, silent woods, I couldn't help but feel a little peckish. All that dragging works up an appetite. I looked down at Barry. Well, the main course was ruined, but dessert had just arrived. Yelp review, 1 star. Environment, noisy, full of rude, shouty morsels, and one very inconsiderate werewolf. Atmosphere, constantly disrupted. 0 stars for ambience once the hunting started. Cuisine, stringy hiker was acceptable. Werewolf is tough, gamey, and full of fur. Would not recommend. Overall, a disappointing dining experience. Will not be returning to this particular clearing. Management is terrible.
So, 91% that watch the Nightmare Zoo are not subscribed? Come on and slam that subscribe button for us. You can do it.